I'm going to make homemade vanilla marshmallows. They're so good and they're really easy to make. And once you see that, they're so much better than the bought ones, and you can do so many things with them, including marshmallows on your hot chocolate. So let's get started on Darlene's table. In a 9 by 9 dish, I'm going to spread the oil around, just regular vegetable oil, all sides and the bottom. I'm going to put the first sheet of parchment paper going in one direction with about 3 to 4 inches hanging over on each end. Grease that as well. Use a silicone brush. And now in the opposite direction, another sheet of parchment paper that I have cut to fit with still a 3 to 4 inch overhang on each side, and I'm going to oil it. So our dish is ready that we're going to pour the marshmallows in. First, I'm going to dissolve the gelatin in the mixing bowl, in the stand mixing bowl, and attach it to the mixer. You'll need a candy thermometer for this. I attached the thermometer to the side of the pan. You need one with a clip. I'm going to remove it momentarily so that I can stir up the sugar and water and Karo syrup. Now once I have this mixed, I'll reattach the thermometer. This type of thermometer keeps the reading device off the bottom of the pan. Okay, so this is going well. Watch that thermometer carefully. When it hits 240 degrees, we turn the heat off, remove the thermometer, and we're going to let these bubbles dissipate until they're almost gone. Now here's the part. With the mixer running at a low speed, you're going to pour the hot syrup down the side of the bowl. Once all the syrup is in, we're going to turn the mixer to high. Now watch what happens. You're going to leave it on high. Until see how it's just doubled in size and it looks like marshmallow cream. A little salt. All right, I'm going to add my vanilla and turn it back to high momentarily to mix that in well. Now I've left it on high and I lowered the bowl to get all of the marshmallow out of the beater. It's the easiest way I know. Now, working quickly, we're going to pour it into the parchment-lined dish. Now I'm going to spread it all around in the parchment-lined container. We'll let this sit for about 4 or 5 hours at room temperature, and then it'll go into the refrigerator overnight. Before placing in the refrigerator, fold the parchment back over the marshmallows so it's covered. Alright, the next day, I'm using a cutting board, covering the cutting board liberally with powdered sugar. We let that cool and pull off all of the parchment paper. Now I'm going to dust this entire thing with a lot of powdered sugar before I attempt to cut them. It's best to run your knife under hot water and dry it, then lightly oil it. Now, I'm making larger marshmallows than it says in the recipe, making 64. I like large marshmallows and for roasting. And now you're going to liberally put powdered sugar on all sides after you cut each bar. Remember, get your knife hot under hot water, dry it, and then oil it. Now, when you cut the individual marshmallows, You don't have to clean the knife and put the oil on it when you cut the individual marshmallows. It does well. Alright, so now I've put wax paper into a container and I'm liberally putting powdered sugar in that. I'll put the marshmallows in here. I'll put wax paper in between each layer, and these will keep for about a month. Still making sure there's plenty of powdered sugar on them. You'll get about 24 cutting them this large. It's going to be your preference for the size that you want. But I thought 64, those were a little small, and my grandkids do love these. Vanilla marshmallows. These delicious marshmallows are simple to make and can be used in many ways. The only drawback is the equipment you need. You need a stand mixer. It takes a lot of work to get to the thick, gooey texture of a marshmallow. And if you do a lot of baking or plan to, then you really need a stand mixer. There are many different ways to enjoy these. Of course, you can always float them on top of hot chocolate, but for something a little different than vanilla, you can substitute peppermint, orange oil, lemon oil, or any flavoring you choose. Like I mentioned earlier, if you like roasted marshmallows, these little morsels actually roast beautifully, much better than store-bought brands. So I hope you give these fluffy, puffy marshmallows a try. I cook every day and we post every other day on average. So if you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe so you get notified every time we post a video. You'll find the recipe link in the description of this video. Until next time, have a blessed day and come back right here and see what's cooking on Darlene's Table.